Yo, what's going on, guys? Gonna be showing you how to carry on Wukong jungle here in season 12 with the best runes and build possible. For your runes, you're gonna want Conquer, Triumph with Alacrity, 𝗕𝗂𝘀𝗀𝗀, Sudden Impact, and Relentless Hunter. You can also go for Tenacity or Ravenous Hunter. It's a really good option as well. We're gonna lay our ward, cover the possible invade on our opposite side jungle. Start with your bot lane for best leash possible. And Wukong usually want to do a 3 to 5 camp clear. He doesn't clear the best off of red side. He struggles to take Krugs till he's level 3. So if you're going to start on red side, just do a 3 camp clear in my opinion. On blue side, you can easily clear it and then just end up skipping Krugs because that's his slowest camp that he takes. So if you start on blue side, do a 5 camp clear, skip Krugs. If you start on red side, just do a 3 camp clear, red, blue, and Gromp. Hopefully that makes sense. For your items on Wukong, you're going to be rushing for Divine Sunder 9 out of 10 times. If you're 𝗕𝗂𝘀𝗶𝗶𝗀, then you can go Trinity Force, play on hit Wukong. That works as well. After Divine Sunder, usually looking for Black Cleaver and Hysterics. After that, it's all pretty situational. Against their team, we probably are going to want Plated Steel Caps. Your Q is an auto attack resetter and also shreds armor, so usually looking to auto attack then immediately Q just like that. Your standard combo on Wukong will be EW auto attack Q reset, and that's how you're going to get out the most damage possible. Looks like top lane scrapping out pretty hard. I realize not going to be able to get back to lane immediately. I'm going to look to invade the Kindred. The fact she didn't go into my blue side yet makes me think that she just started with her bot side for best leash possible. And yeah, I think she'll be on her red buff right about now, and I'll kill her for free. We're going to get a point in our W. Syndra's pretty much full health. We can't kill her right now. We could do like half her health, but we'd give away our position for nothing. We could go for Irelia too. Yep. We're going to W, just get on top of her. Auto attack E, auto attack Q, down she goes. Only reason I W'd outside of the bush was I wanted to get onto her in raw auto attack form so I could auto Q reset into E auto or E auto attack Q. Wanted to be able to mix in as much as possible. E auto attack. The reason why I didn't Q immediately is Q gives you more auto attack range, and since we were trying to pinch there, I wanted to get off as many autos as possible, and then when I could no longer reach, then I went in for the Q, since that was a situation where I had only so much time to get down auto attacks. I'm probably not gonna be able to get this bot scuttle. That's all right. Go for Q max first. Best ability to max first. So much burst and armor shred on it. Every time you auto something or your clone does, it puts your Q on a shorter cooldown. That's why it comes up so quickly. That's why it's best to max it first. It's essentially your lowest cooldown ability if you're actually hitting things. Even if you don't hit anything, it's still lower cooldown than your W and your E. So once again, most combos it's just going to be W. It's going to be an EW auto attack Q reset just like you saw there. And you usually want to Q something before you R, since your Q shreds % based armor and your R does all physical damage. Getting Q down then R is very, very nice. So once again, EW auto attack QR. Standard Wukong combo. And your clone will do exactly what you do. So he'll Q and he'll use his R and whatnot, giving extra damage and also making it hard for enemies to tell who's who. Not quite as convincing as a 𝗕𝐂𝐀𝐀𝗺 clone, but still better than nothing. At this point, we could reset. Usually reset when you can get boots plus Caulfield or boots plus Sheen. These guys are shoved up, so I can run in behind them. They didn't ward either, so they're going to lose here. I'll attack QW. I didn't W immediately because I wanted to use it as another gap closer. I'll attack Q reset. If you're coming in at a weird angle, sometimes it's not always the best to immediately EW. Sometimes it's better to E auto attack Q and then use your W's backup Lucian dash type situation. Since I was coming at a side angle and they're running that way, it just wasn't going to be quite ideal. So we can Caulfield's first back. We got our boots and a ruby. Once again, if you can't afford the Caulfield's hammer, look for a Sheen then boots. But since we could, we get boots Caulfields, and then we'll be able to get Sheen on our next back. It's a very bursty item, great for ganks. Not quite as good as Caulfield's for all-in fights to the death, though. EW auto attack Q. It's always going to be your best combo versus monsters since they're not running away from you. Against monsters, you don't really have to think about maximizing the efficiency of your gap closers, and your gap closers is your E dash, your W dash, and your R speed up. Some things to think about. Camille's backing at a really bad time for me there. I feel like that would have been an easy gank. Don't know if I was on a ward. We'll have to keep an eye on Irelia. She's still there. Raptors are missing. We'll come up behind this Syndra. She's gonna see me. I'll just walk into her. Auto attack Q reset. We just didn't have the damage to kill her there. I completely wasted my ignite. I could have E'd and then W to stay on top. I wanted to see how it would go that way, and either way, I just think we were completely lacking the damage. We had to have Qiyana follow that up, otherwise it just wasn't going to work. Wukong's scaling is pretty solid. Make sure you don't pick him into something like a Warwick or a Nunu. But even then, as long as you don't like fight a Warwick to the death early game, you do outscale him. Wukong's pre-level 6 solo fights are very garbage, kind of like 𝗕𝘂𝐀𝐋𝐒's, so you're usually avoiding 1 versus 1s unless you know for a fact you win it. That's a big reason why I took Ignite, is to have a little bit more confidence in my 1 versus 1 fights to the death, since Wukong's pre-6 is kind of poop. It's funny that she's trying to take that from me. She's missing out on minions and map control mid to take Scuttle. Kindred seems to be topside right now. She's going to miss out on her blue buff. Also keep in mind, since I have jungle item, I get much more experience from monsters than my laners do. So just by the very nature of my laner taking a monster when I'm there, it's kind of just depriving the team as a whole. Oh geez, these guys want to fight. I'll attack Q into R. Give me that double knockup. Cancel my R straight into Q. I'm gonna W to get to her. Auto attack E. Auto attack Q. Come on, baby. Got her. Down they go. You can cancel your R to get off more burst. Your R does great AoE damage. Its single target damage is kind of low. So after you get the initial knockup, if your other abilities are up and ready to use, it can be worth canceling it once again against a single target. Cancel it into an auto attack Q reset to get ultra high value. You're rarely ever going to cancel your R in a 5 versus 5 team fight though if you're hitting multiple people, because the AoE damage is going to outclass what your single target damage can do. Auto attack Q reset. I'm going to walk behind her just in case she tries to get off a triple stun there. I think Kendra's red buff, like, it's obviously up. The question, yeah, she's probably taking it for Raptors are down. I think she's more likely in my jungle after she's seen me elsewhere on the map. No, she's not over here yet. Once we get our Divine Sunder, we'll be able to solo anything on the map pretty easily. Divine Sunder is such a good item on Wukong. Irelia is still full health. Ooh. I can't really reach. I can't dash over this wall. They're not close enough. That's unfortunate. I'll just reset. I'm sending on a huge item purchase, and there's nothing I can do here. They warded over the wall and in bush, so back at Divine Sunder, control ward. We'll W out of base for a teehee little Lucian dash. That's all your W is. It's invisibility plus Lucian dash. A lot of times it can be worth using immediately in a gank if you're exiting a bush so they don't see you. We haven't really had that opportunity yet. You only do that if they're relatively close to the bush to where you can't quite reach them with dash, but if you W, then you'll be able to get close enough to dash. In a lot of these situations, I've been coming up so far behind, there would be 0 point in using my W coming out of bush because I'm already 10 miles behind them. So just got Scuttle. My R is up. The only reason I didn't just do a full clear is because I'm not even looking to really farm right now. That's why I didn't just Krugs into Wraps into Wolves and do a pretty linear, efficient farm route there. It's not really what I was trying to do. Yep. W, auto attack QER. Oh, that makes me really sad. Well played by her, I guess. I think she still had her barrier and her flash. Unfortunate. It is what it is. Might be able to get a plate out of her. Auto attack Q reset. Just go ahead and use my W. Should have technically W'd first there. Maximize clone damage. Either way for some attack speed. And we'll walk on out. I gotta go to my Gromp. The fact that Irelia is moving towards it is making me a little nervous. It's making me think that, yeah, I'm about to die, aren't I? I'm gonna just ignite her ridiculously early and get her off of me. She might actually, she almost died from my burn, which is hilarious. I'm gonna, I think Kiana's gonna die, but I'm gonna live. Yeah, rest in pieces, Kiana. Dash to Herald is a little escape tool. Kindred barely lived from our red smite ignite damage there. It's really, really close. EW, auto attack Q reset, simple stuff. T-Mat's attempting item to get on Wukong. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're going for the Trinity Force build, which is not nearly as stable as Divine Sunder. You get more healing and more stats per... more tanky stats. At least last time I checked. I think they have nerfed Divine Sunder to where Trinity Force gives just as much HP. That's kind of stupid. Do all the Bruiser Mythics just give 300 now? Wow, Goredrinker 300. Trinity 300. Divine 300. What? Why don't they just make every item give the same exact stats? Then we won't even have to think about what item we buy. They should just remove items from the game or just make them all, like D-Blade or D-Ring are your only options. That'd be kind of funny. They have over the years really simplified the items, which is great for kind of iron to silver players, but if you've ever been above that threshold, it's a little bit sad. Items is probably one of the biggest diversities, or at least was one of the biggest diversities in the game. WE auto attack Q. Come on, baby. I'm gonna have to R speed up to get to her. Down she goes. Having 2 R's is really nice on Wukong. Back in the day, he only used to have 1 R. Oh, I wanted that. The blue buff literally ran past me to attack my clone even when I was autoing it. That was very interesting. Sometimes blue buff be like that though. He's a big fella. He doesn't play by the rules. He does what he wants. Oh man. Oh, I have a feeling she's gonna try to take this. I'm gonna hold on to my smite. Cause last time I took it when she did technically started it, so there's a high chance if I smited it early, she's gonna put her sticky fingers on it. Auto attack EQ, down she goes. Oh, this is warded, I'm pretty sure. This is literally warded. I can't take this. Syndra's just gonna grab it. Big brain outplay move incoming. The dragon actually knocks her clone away. That's an unfortunate interaction. I haven't really mentioned it yet, but your passive gives you armor and extra health regeneration. You'll never really notice it though, because it's just kind of irrelevant. So whenever you or your clone hit something, it stacks up. But like I said, it's kind of irrelevant to where, whether it's up or not, it doesn't really affect anything in a meaningful way. It's just not a high enough stat to really change anything. It's not like a Karthus passive or Scion passive. It's more like a Shyvana passive where you're like, wait, what does Shyvana passive do again? It's kind of like that. Just focus on your Q auto attack resetter and try to Q before you are. Oh, like here I didn't. There we almost had it even though Kindred jumped in. It was really, really close. Our Q was on cooldown when we went in for our initial R, but we got our Q on her for the second one, and our clone R was hitting her as well, which was giving us basically 35% extra damage. Irelia was really tough there. She has plated steel caps and I didn't. Plus, she has lethal tempo, which is just really annoying on Irelia. I'll have to get plated steel caps this particular game. I'll have to get an early executioners because they have so much self-healing from the Caitlyn, Senna, Kindred, Irelia. So we'll get early executioners into Sterix. If they have tanks on their team, definitely get Black Cleaver's second completed item. They don't have tanks. A tank is something like a Scion or Maokai or Rammus, that type of thing. Sejuani's that. They do not have those things. Our R's on a cooldown, so I'm looking to farm. Qiyana's helping herself to my CS. That's fun. I always love to see my laners instead of pressuring lane or roaming. I prefer to see them just farming my jungle that way. As a team, we overall get less XP to make the game more fun and close. I enjoy that immensely. Trying to dodge her stun here. I kind of backed up. Down she goes. I think she accepted her fate and just kind of stood there. She just shove mid and take this. Now that I've played steel caps, I can easily solo the Irelia. Alright, all this is kind of... Yeah, she waited to use her move. Plus, they gave Qiyana bonus damage against monsters, so she can last hit those pretty well. I could take Herald right now. I was hoping Kindred was going to walk into me, but with my teammates being here, I don't think she will. Don't think she will. I'll just leave and get Herald. Game's starting to peter out a little bit. I think the enemy morale is fading a bit because we got double dragon. Oh, wow, they're actually pushing this. That's interesting. So here I wouldn't mind Wing from Bush, but since my R is up, I'm not going to. I'll W immediately into R here, get off a nice angle. I'm going to R again for the movement speed bonus. Down she goes. I guess our armor from our passive's kind of nice there. Oh, I guess it was an extra 30. It's about an extra 4. What was that? Like an extra 35 armor? That was decent. I take it back. Wukong's passive is okay. If you're fighting a physical damage champion who is similar strength as you, having a full stack passive up when the fight starts, that could make a big difference. Gosh, this Qiyana is such an obnoxious player. I'm going to troll her here. Nah, never mind. She's just going for the wave. I guess I'll soak XP over wall. I'll smite it if she tries to steal. Yeah, she's obviously trying to steal it. Yeah. That's pretty funny. Oh, man. Some people, let me tell you. Mid laners is like the most babied role in the game. You might think it'd be AD carry, which I wouldn't blame you for thinking, but it's really mid lane. They have like 2.5 feet where they actually have to play the game, and then they can just hide underneath their turret. AD carries actually have a long lane. Thank you. Thank you for the leash. Appreciate it. Appreciate these guys helping me out like that. My R is up. I'm ready to do it. It's Tango. Q into R. Get my ignite down. I'll attack QWR. Your W is such a beautiful tool to W straight into R. You can land a double juicy R off of that. E auto attack QR or WR. Either one. Amazing gap closer for you getting an R on top of them. Such great gap closers. Go ahead and drop the Herald since we've gotten a couple of picks here. What I like about your W is how instant it is. Your W doesn't really have a travel time. It's just instantaneous, really. Auto attack QW. Got my red smite on her. Bada boom, she's out of here. Your E, on the other hand, has a tangible travel distance that the enemies can perceive. Your W not only is it really instant, but you're invisible when it happens to where they don't really perceive it happening, to where it's very easy to just WQR and they just don't react. It's a beautiful thing, people not reacting to your main ability. I love it. Guess that's why I play so much Evelyn. I'm gonna W to get to her. Auto attack. Q reset. Come on, come on, come on. Turn around, turn around. Hit her with the big stick. Once again, your Q is not only an auto attack resetter and shreds armor, but it does increase your auto attack range for its strike. So we thumped her with the big stick. Helicopter mode. A nice block by the Jinx. She ate that one like a champ. Hit Irelia with the auto attack Q reset into R. She got absolutely melted. She's very, very fed. However, there's not much counterplay to displacements and suppressions in League of Legends. Tenacity does not interact with displacements and suppressions. So Wukong R, she's soaking the full duration even if she took Tenacity in her runes, or God forbid if she took Merc Treads instead of Plated Steel Caps. Just no counterplay. And it is a... How long is the knock up? Knocking them up for... It's only 0.6 seconds. That's really not that long. I guess if you combine it, it's a second and a fifth. Second and a fifth knock up. That's not bad. It's just not crazy long. I'll take it. I think what really evens it out is having the 20% extra movement speed while on your R. That's what makes it like really strong, because even if they speed up or dash or slow you, you can usually stay on top of them with your R since it's the speed up. So I'd rather take it at that than having a longer knock up and just not being able to really move with the dang thing. That gives you more options. She's about to get all of her stacks up. We're gonna hit her with all of our juices, and she got juiced on. I used my W just to get to her. I knew we wouldn't need our W damage itself to kill her, so we could just use it as a raw gap closer to get in range to bonk her with our big thick stick. Wukong's cheesy like that. Best way to counterplay a Wukong is massive AoE knockbacks like Syndra or a Qiyana. That's really good. Also champions who he just straight up can't hurt, like armor tanks like Malphite. That's really good too. Oh, I dodged the stun, but not the pushback. I was trying to dodge the stun part. I mean, the whole thing. Yep, there she is. Got my red smite on her. And I'm out of there. I'm not fighting that. I'm not crazy. I don't have my R or anything. Qiyana followed me just to do that. What an absolute turd muncher. I don't want to stay and fight this. I'm missing a lot of health, and I don't know what the Syndra's packing, so there's no reason to die for this. Let your clone tank if possible. There seems to be a bug with the monsters. They'll try to aggro you over your clone even if it's way closer to them than you are. I'm just gonna run. I don't want to fuss with this. I don't know how close her teammates are, and my red smite's down and my ignite's down, so oh yeah, she flashy. She wants it. Auto attack Q reset. Get that W damage in there. We're out of here. Remember, you can dash over walls with your E if you have an enemy target to dash to that you can see. It'd be nice if your Lucian dash could go over walls, but it can't. Imagine how good Wukong would be. Going over walls and whatnot. EWQ, down she goes. We're starting to reach raid boss status with how tanky we're getting. She has tier 2 boots. I'm moving 390. She's actually gonna get herself killed by laying those traps as long as I dodge them out. Oof, never mind. That last dash back, I had her with my next E auto attack Q with my red smite. She was a goner. We can back and get Cleaver. Cleaver's so good on Wukong. Every single stat, ridiculously useful. Also, why does Cleaver give more HP than any of the Bruiser mythics? When did this happen? They just... What is this conspiracy to make all the bruiser mythics 300 HP flat? What's that all about? I guess they decided to make the bruiser items as squishy as the actual tank items that only give 350 health. Is that what happened? Because for a while there, I kid you not, I made a video on this on my Clips channel, that the bruiser items literally gave more HP for a while there than the tank items did. So I think they decided, you know what, guys, we gotta try to make these universal gaming terms make sense here. If we're gonna have a tank item, it's gotta be tankier than a bruiser item. That's the only reason I can see why they just arbitrarily nerfed them all down to 300 HP from 400 and 500. I think some might have even had 500 at a point. Don't remember though. At one point, Shrinebreaker was S+ tier. It was such a good item. Then they just kept making it dog crap and dog crap and dog crap. Having the AoE slow. And I think it was a dash at one point too. It's just way too much. I'll actually give this to Jinx because I don't need it. Jinx also is a mana hog at this point in the game. In fights, she needs to basically crank out non-stop rockets, which sucks her dry. So you kind of want her to have the blue buffs. Even though I'm pretty fed. Like, it is what it is. I might have to W just to get to her. Juked. Kindred's here. I don't want to fight that. I knew she had teammates in the area, but I also knew I could give her a little thonk real quick. Smackety whack with my staff. Hello, Caitlyn. Nice flash. That kind of hurts. I almost just stepped on her trap. That was kind of scary. I could have died there if I stepped on that. She's going that crummy lethality build. Lethality Caitlyn was good for a while. Basically, whenever lethality items are way overtuned, lethality Caitlyn becomes a real viable option. Whenever lethality items are too strong, but when lethality items are actually balanced, there's no reason to run lethality Caitlyn. It's just a suboptimal option where it does less damage 9 out of 10 times, and in the majority of fights, like 9 out of 10 times, it's doing less damage. It's just not a great option. She can't really stop me. She knows it. I'm gonna leave in style here. Take that little portal. Woo! Look how slow that was. Did they slow that down? That was really friggin' slow. What's with this team and trying to take camps from me when I'm taking camps? It's the weirdest thing. I gotta reset. My team's not here. Wukong's a team fighter, not a... Well... If they're gonna do that... That makes it a lot easier. Jinx Rocket slows. What? Or did she hit her with Zap? I saw Kindred got hit by Rocket and was slowed, but I don't know if she also got zapped. Yeah, dodge that, buddy. I'll attack Q into double R, baby. I'll attack Q, E. Whoa! Oh, man. Yeah, Wukong's pretty strong once you get level 6 and up. Not gonna lie, his pre-6 is a garbage Xin Zhao. 6 and up, Wukong is pretty nasty, though. That's funny how she's hitting the fake one. Oh! She burned her flash. That's funny. She kind of had to, though, if she was gonna kill me. It was still worth for her, but my team's going to be able to end off this. For our final item, we would have just finished our heel cut item and then probably gotten a GA. GA would have been our next... where the fudge is it? I can't find it. But yeah, this would have been our final item. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Wukong jungle commentary guide for Season 12 League of Legends. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Kingstix. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Looking at damaged ult-10 champions, we had a nice little lead. Not too bad considering we didn't get a chance to lane and get constant poke and trade damage off early game to stack this up. This is all really kill damage for the most part. For damage taken, we'd also taken the most. I bet you if we take a look at self-mitigated damage, all right, we're the second highest self-mitigated. Malphite was the highest due to his passive, not bad. Then when we take a look at runes, Conqueror healed us for a whopping 1100 health. Doesn't tell us it's bonus damage, unfortunately. I hope at some point in the future they'll be able to add that. Triumph healed us for over 1100 and gave us 520 bonus gold. That rune is insane. That's nearly 2 free kills, not including the extra health back. Alacrity got 10-minute mark, a little on the late side. 𝗕𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋𝐒 did 792 damage. Sudden impact 1133. This one scales like a beast once you get your R for team fights. And then Relentless Hunter, we had it maxed out. All in all, Wukong jungle, like I said, is a bad version of Xin Zhao pre-6. That's why you need Ignite. And once he's level 6, though, think of him like a super scaling team fight Xin Zhao.